going to get this train moving again?
We're never going to make it to the opening of Congress.
They should have a special train for us congressmen instead of just a private car.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have all of us congressmen on one train. You know, if something were to happen, a derailment or something, a whole section of Congress could be completely wiped out.
What would the country do?
Some people would say, why does God see fit to smile on us like this?
I'm not kidding, Mr. Sloate.
Nothing's going to happen. They merely stopped for a snowdrift, Mr. Adams. They're clearing the tracks now. Just sit down and finish your lunch. Gentlemen?
Yes?
We are... Yes, ma'am, what is it?
We are snowbound.
Oh no, we're 70 miles from the nearest city either way.
Do you want us to help dig it out?
A member of Congress, Mr. Adams, should not be seen with a shovel. Makes people think he's hiding something.
Stop shouting.
This is not funny, Mr. Sloate. 70 miles from anywhere, stuck in a snowdrift.
They'll send another train with food and...
Will they, Conductor? Being members of Congress in this car, I'm gonna give it to you straight. We're hemmed in here, gentlemen. Avalanches have piled up ahead and behind us. The bearings on the locomotive are burned out trying to plow through the drift. I don't know how long we'll be here. There's plenty of fuel, but no food. That's the picture.
Oh, God. Oh, heaven.
We'll walk it. We'll walk the 70 miles.
I paid to ride.
Your constituency paid for you to ride.
Is that a metaphor, sir?
Nobody's going to walk. You'd freeze to death walking out there.
Nothing but white walls.
He's right.
What do you suggest, Conductor?
Okay, you say no food. You say you're trapped, nowhere to go, freezing weather outside. I say, keep your spirits up.
Keep our spirits up.
He's a conductor. What do you want? 23rd Psalm?
As august members of the Congress of the United States, I say that we pass the time in this here compartment by doing what we're paid for, discussing and acting on the nation's business.
Did you hear the one about the barmaid with one buttock? Oh, it's the summer.
More Yorkshire pudding. Waiter! More Yorkshire pudding. Waiter! More!
What was that?
Van Nostrad, dreaming.
I was in Washington. The president had invited us for supper. And the waiter he was serving,
Yorkshire pudding. How was it? Last night you were in an oyster eating contest and Bascom was yelling in his sleep about a cow's teat.
That's nothing. Me, I ate the other buttock.
Mr. Sawyer.
It's true. With Tabasco sauce.
7 days without food. Everybody's been talking in his sleep except Mr. Adams. He gave a political speech.
I do not, sir, talk in my sleep.
Don't be angry. I think you were reelected.
Stop fighting. You fight every day in Washington. We're starving to death here and you two still can't stop fighting.
We're going to get out of this. I know we are. Aren't we? Aren't we? Well?
Of course. Of course we are.
I don't know about you, but I can't go on much longer without something to eat. My wallet is lambskin. I tried to eat it last night.
Gentlemen, some further bad news for you.
Don't tell me. Mr. Adams has a twin brother on board.
We've sealed off. That is, we've locked the first 2 cars.
Whatever for.
Gentlemen, they've become uncontrollable, and yes, there's been an incident of cannibalism.
Cannibalism?
They're up there now having breakfast.
Good Lord.
Her name was Rosemary McNulty. Keep your wits about you. Just keep your wits about you.
have to worry. I am almost certain it's a federal offense to eat a congressman, isn't it?
We all sit and discuss, but they're having breakfast in car 1.
Rosemary McNulty. I wonder if she was a Democrat.
I have a feeling this is what it's come to. I'm sick. To think that's what it's come to.
Let's face it, gentlemen. It has come to that. It'll be months before a thaw sets in. I know these parts. It has come to that.
Whatever happens, Mr. Sawyer, we backed each other on so many votes. I promise, I'll never dine on you.
Thank you. I'm glad to know I have your support on this. You'll get my vote on that Bullfrog Dam project as soon as we get back to...
If we ever do get back to, I don't know. I've seen this all before, a wagon train to the west. It has come to cannibalism, gentlemen.
I nominate Congressman Harold B. Adams.
For what?
Anybody in here got a stomach powder?
No?
Somebody in one. Over 8.
Over 8? Look, if we're going to do this, then how do we...
The same way we do things in Washington. We form a committee and follow the rules.
Wait, my stomach is turning inside out too, but we can't do this just to stay alive. There has to be an alternative to cannibalism.
What?
I don't know. Maybe there's something of Rosemary McNulty that cars wanted to sell us.
Who's going to chair this committee?
Mr. Van Nostrad has seniority.
That's for sure.
Meeting come to order. What we have to do, I'm trying to be delicate now, is make a selection.
Mr. Chairman, this committee being properly devised, I move to again nominate Congressman Harold B. Adams. I respect him and esteem him as much as any Republican can esteem a Democrat, but it is our duty to trim waste from the project. Him being the plumpest and having the most nutrients, as it were,
I object.
Quiet. Any other nominations for breakfast?
Gentlemen, I move to make another nomination, not from personal preference, but from the standpoint of common sense. The hard going of the frontier life has rendered Mr. Adams tough. Is this time to cavil over trifles? Yes. We're talking about consumption, about breakfast. Since Mr. Gaston and Mr. Sawyer are friends and come and go as a pair, I nominate both Mr. Sawyer and Mr. Gaston.
Pass the ballot so and mark your preferences.
Thanks, Mr. Bascom. I'll remember this on your Route 36 highway bill. The conductor was good, but quite frankly, Mr. Langdon was tough.
The conductor walked in or paying Van Nostrad and helped himself. It's only fair that we swear him in as an honorary member of Congress. Oh, and I brought Mr. Sawyer's wife in case they find the car.
Mr. Sawyer was good. A bit rare, but good.
Who likes Mr. Williams? I would have liked Mr. Williams a little less done.
They voted the quiet Mr. Williams in by acclamation. They knew a calf when they saw one.
I felt Sawyer was crunchier. Sawyer spoke several languages, in fact. Educated, handsome, and crunchy. In fact, I'd say Congressman Sawyer was one of the finest men I ever sat down to.
All that voting, all that lobbying, all the deals, what did it get us?
This, an empty train. Just you and me.
I'm thinking ahead to weekend dinner. How do we vote on this one?
Would you consider voting against yourself? No, I'm not thinking.
What was that?
Hey, look! They found us. We're saved.
The congressional car.
After 2.5 months, I could kiss both of you. I'm Congressman Adams. This is Congressman Sloate. But I'm the Democrat. You're standing on Congressman Bascom.
We got food for you on the train, sir.
Me? I couldn't eat a thing.
Me either. Langdon went down the wrong pipe.
Congressman Philip B. Langdon? Well, I voted for him. He was supposed to go to Washington to work with the railroad lobby.
He had a wooden leg, which was a clear loss, but otherwise...
He was quite good, but if you have some after-dinner mints, thanks.
Oh, it's all done, legal. I got the minutes of the meeting. Mr. Van Nostrad, do you hear? We're saved. Sawyer, we made it. Hey, everybody, we made it. Grab our suitcase, boys.
Proof positive that this is the greatest political system in the world. The great American system works, and we owe it all to one thing.
What's that?
The way our congressmen can cooperate with one another.